Elizabeth Barkley states, "It's not surprising that students are more likely to feel motivated in a class if they believe they are learning things worth learning." The sheer abundance of information and the rapidity with which information is changing makes mastery of information an impossible and perhaps unwise learning focus. For those of us accustomed to teaching data-intensive courses, it is difficult to shift the emphasis from the learning of information to the learning of how to find and then use the information. The following video is an illustrative example of how this strategy can be implemented in an electrical code class.
Second alarm box 704 active of fire 242 West Douglas. Multiple houses. Sensing engine 9. Counting engine 64. Ladder 3. Station 85 for residence. Second alarm box 704 242 West Douglas. Multiple structures. 1906 dispatch report.
The Alberta Public Affairs 2007 report from the Office of the Fire Commissioner states that, annually, 8% of all structure fires are electrical in nature, which cause 7% of all fire-related deaths. These fires do approximately $124 million in damage. Hi, my name is Ben Lovely. I'm an electrical instructor at Thompson Rivers University in Kamloops, BC. Prior to my job in the classroom, I spent years working as a service electrician. In the service industry, it was common for me to find electrical faults that could easily turn into fires. Electrical fires tend to be caused by faulty equipment, overloaded circuits, poor installation practices, or construction damage. So how can we prevent these dangers? At the turn of the century, electrical fires and shocks were somewhat commonplace. Buildings were typically wired by wiremen, but there was no rules to speak of. It truly was the wild, wild west in terms of the electrical industry. The Canadian Electrical Code was formally adopted in 1927 to establish a base set of rules to regulate the electrical industry. This was a dramatic shift in the right direction towards safety. The code is designed to protect against fire and shock. It is not a how-to manual, but being able to interpret the electrical code is a requirement to becoming a ticketed electrician. The first step in using the Canadian Electrical Code is to get familiar with the layout and the language. The code is updated every 3 years, and so it is important to learn how to use the book and not memorize rules. It is a legal document, and so it uses legal language that takes some getting used to interpreting. In this book, the rules are grouped by subject. Sections 0 through 16 and 26 are general rules sections. All other sections are amending sections for specific situations. The table of contents is useful in determining where to find appropriate rules. We will first learn the layout of the book, then some general rules. After this, we will begin by applying the rules to specific scenarios. As we explore the code together, I encourage you to ask about anything code-related you've been wondering. Scenarios from your workplace, or things you've heard. The classroom's the place to take the mystery out of the code. Any questions? Let's begin!